Welcome, lovely Tutu, to this Coach in the Spotlight. I'm so excited.
Ew.
You are a busy lady to pin down. Not only are you a kids' life coach, you are also a GP. So you've got lots of hats, and that's not the only two hats that you wear. You've got loads of hats that you wear. You're a mum. And so today I'm really excited to share some time with you, having a conversation about the work that you've been doing. But first of all, tell me that beautiful green t-shirt you're wearing, Positively Me. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so this is my brand. Funny enough, even before I became a life coach, that name has resonated with me
Yeah, yeah.
because my tagline had always been raising up positive kids in a negative world. Um,
Zig Ziglar.
yes, so I read that book when my son, he's 22 now, when he was
Oh,
one, and it just
beautiful.
stuck with me that as parents, and we need to be intentional. So I always said to myself, I want to raise positive kids in a negative world. So this name came to me long before I even knew what kids coaching was.
Found you. I'm having a goosebump moment.
I know. So that's the origin of Positively Me.
Beautiful. So, Tutu, besides the fact that you are a kids' life coach, you also are an author,
Yes.
speaker. I
Yes.
mean, where shall we start? Like, let's pick one. Okay, let's start at the beginning. So, how we met. We met through my kids' life coach training,
Yes.
right? What made you do that training with all these expertise that you already had working with children? Like, why did you go that angle?
So I've always been all about leadership. And I believe that leadership is not positional. Unfortunately, people become people think they become leaders when they have a title. So I
Yes.
thought leadership is on your inside. So I've always been very passionate about raising kids, raising the leadership in kids, the leaders in kids. And so I started to do a little bit about kids coaching. I did, even though I didn't give it a name. So I came across you. I was just hungry for more. I wanted structure. I
What
wanted
year was that? I can't remember.
was 2022 was
Oh
when I
gosh,
first
that's
came
that
across.
long ago. We've known each other
Yeah,
for a while.
absolutely. And so I'd been doing a lot of stuff, a lot of programs for kids, but I didn't have a structure. So I went online, and I'm a firm believer is when you focus on something, the right resources will come to you. And I just went online, and somehow, for some reason, your website came, just flashed across. So I went, and I think the first thing that caught my attention when you said, helping kids to be leaders of their own lives. And I thought, oh my goodness, where has she been all my life?
Oh, kindred spirits.
Yes. And the rest, they say, is history.
Yes. And then from there, you just catapulted yourself. You've been doing amazing workshops in your local community. Are you only working in Essex, where you based in England, or are you online as well? I know you love doing
On
online stuff.
Absolutely online. So I've done a lot of workshops locally, but also the online space. I think that's one of the things that COVID did for us. Gave us the value of the potentials of the online space. So we run a lot of stuff online as well. So we have our book club, for example.
Yes, tell me about your book club because I don't know if you know this about me. I don't collect books, I collect authors. So I consider you one of my collection now.
Yes.
So tell us about your book club and your books.
Yes. So my books, I started to write. So as a parent, growing up, I didn't find a lot of resources for kids. So there's loads out there that teach parents how to build confidence in their kids, how to teach resilience. So I thought, why not create books that kids can identify with? So I started to write books. I started with writing a gratitude journal, and then I wrote my first book, Goals for Kids. Really teaching kids how to set goals, what they are in kid-friendly language. And so
Yes.
we started the book club where so we do one every half term, where kids, would join in, and then they read a portion of the book, lots of fun activities for me, I'm all about fun and play.
Oh, we
Everything is a
play-based coaches, aren't we? That's what we do for a living. Well, I
that's
mean,
how,
like you wear your GP hat, and I'm assuming you sometimes have fun in there too.
oh
But
my
yeah,
goodness.
so lots of fun, lots of play.
Absolutely, because that's how kids learn. That's how,
Yes, yeah,
so we
yeah.
started doing the book club, and I have some of the books here. So last year, oh, I don't have the goals book here. So we did this mindset matters for kids, teaching kids about, growth mindset. So that's basically online. So we meet once a week, have loads of fun. We dance a lot, like
Oh, really?
oh my goodness,
Oh, I
online.
love that. And so the kids get up and they dance online.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
so we
Tutu,
play.
I'd like you to crack some moves.
Oh yeah. So we play games, we play Simon Says online, and there's this fun thing that we do when so we do this treasure hunt, and at the last thing I always do, I'll say find a parent. And so they bring their parents in and
Oh, you
everybody's giggling.
so sneaky, you know.
Yeah, because parents need to have fun as well. Adults, we lose our childhood spark as we get
That
older.
spirit,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so we do the book club and we have one more. The next one that's coming up is Money Matters for Kids.
Oh, can I attend?
Oh, definitely.
Just for kids.
Yeah, I'm a kid. Yeah, so teaching kids about finances and all of that. The whole idea is to teach kids in a way that they can relate with, in a fun way about real life skills that are not being taught in school. So, yeah. And then at the end of it, part of the book club, we're going to have, I'm super, super excited about this one. They're also going to be business mentoring. So the kids are going to be mentored in starting their own small business, whether it's
Oh, sweet.
lemonade stand. Yeah. And then in August, we're going to have a live event. We have a business fair where kids are going to showcase and people in the neighborhood are going to buy their stuff. Yeah. So that's really
Oh,
exciting.
Tutu, you're doing such amazing work. Do you know what? I always say I usually have one goosebump moment in a conversation, but I've had multiple, which means you're really connecting with my heart. This kind of work that you and I do as play-based coaches, this is not work that we really chose. It chose
Mm,
us. And it's a calling, isn't it? It's more than just being immersed in your community and providing superficial entertainment for kids. And there's nothing wrong, there's a time and place for that. But the work that you're doing is so rooted and grounded in neuroscience and the science behind how children behave, how children think, how they learn, how they act.
mm,
And developmentally, you and I both know, because you've done my training, but we both know that the way you coach a child is not the same as the way you would coach an adult.
that's right.
Yeah. So, Tutu, tell me how you managed to integrate the fact that you are a medical doctor and a kids life coach. How do those two go together as puzzle pieces?
Well, they're not, I'm learning that they're not, well, I think, first of all, it's the core of me. And so, yes, it's hectic because it's medicine, being a GP is hard work, but I bring it together. I also started to incorporate my play-based coaching, even for adults. I get
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. I get my adult patients to do some of the fun things, and you can see their face light up as well because really it works for everyone. Yes, there are
Yes.
challenges with time and all of that, but we make it work because truly everybody needs that coaching. One of the things that I really appreciated about doing your course, because we went, when we did the mind holiday, even before the start of the course, we got to do some of the things that we are telling the kids to do, and that's so life transforming. So I always say in my drawer at work, I have all of my medical equipment as well as my fun coaching
I know.
equipment as well. So
Good thing I've done.
I incorporate it and it works. It works. It works.
Yes. You know, Tutu, you and I, we both in agreement on this one thing that it takes a village to raise a child. And I believe it takes a global village because children are so exposed to so many different influences now, online and
Yeah.
offline.
Yeah.
So as a GP, you are making an enormous impact in your local community because you're also piloting something very special at your GP practice. You want to tell us about that? I'm
Yes.
so excited.
So one of the things, like I said, at first, initially, it was like I was wearing different hats. So when I
Yeah.
was at work, I would put on my GP hat and stop to GP. And when I was with kids, I put on my GP, my kids coaching hat. But then I
The
thought, why
practice.
not combine them? And so I
Yay!
started. And I think one of the things that really, I don't cry much, but one of the things that makes me cry or almost want to cry is when I see children struggling. You know, I had
Mm.
many years ago, my youngest patient, this little, beautiful little boy, 8, was on antidepressants because he was suicidal. And I thought that should
Oh,
never happen. This is childhood is so sacred. It's so, you
sacred.
know, absolutely. But it's all of this toxic influences, things happen to kids. So, and I realized that lots of kids come to me, tummy ache, headaches, but it's something deeper on the inside. So I started to work with that. So I started by getting all of my resources. So I do this monthly newsletter called Mindset and Me, and I just give it free to GP practices. And I put it in there for kids to read, lots of fun activities. And then I started to
Beautiful.
create coloring books, but with power talks, which I call them, or your zeal talks, So they're coloring and they're saying,
Yeah.
oh, I'm kind, I'm courageous, I'm perfect, and, all of that. And so we're doing this. So I spoke with them. I thought, okay, let's do this. So we're doing this at my practice, where we're gonna have we have a session for the parents and their kids where we run workshops at the surgery for them. We're gonna do different fun workshops. I'm super, super excited. All about
Why are
mindset.
you making me want to cry? You're making me want to cry because this is like a dream come true. This is exactly where this kind of work that we do needs to be
Yeah,
positioned in primary care. Yeah. Tell me
absolutely.
more.
Yeah. So we're going to do that. Even now, I do that a lot with the kids. So when the kids come to me, I have this our power, I call them power talk. Just to give them, so the child comes in, I'm struggling with confidence, or the parents come in. So I give them that, say stick it on the wall. And pretty much kids love the stickers. So I do a little bit of that to a coach, like you said, it takes a village, and I'm a little part of that village, giving
Yeah.
parents and the kids themselves the tools. Think from even the way I high five the kids. For some of them, we have special high fives. So they come to me, so I see them coming to me to say, oh, Dr. Tutu, guess what? I put up my hand in class today, and so all of that. But we're going to make it a lot more formal. We're going to do workshops on confidence, on growth mindsets, and things like that. So, yeah, super, super
Oh,
excited.
Tutu, that's wonderful. I mean, as you know, I work in primary care as a wellbeing consultant as
Yes.
well, in partnership with Solent Mind in my local practices, and I work with adults only. And when I work with the adults, it's quite interesting to see that the patterns in childhood overflow into adulthood. And as you and I know, adverse childhood experiences, the I mean, I'll pop a link into at the bottom of this video for people who don't know what those are, because you and I know about adverse childhood experiences and how early experiences in childhood can impact on long-term health, such as obesity, diabetes, heart disease. Have you seen that in your practice? Because I definitely have seen it as a well-being consultant where it's so prevalent, and that these parents that come to me are wanting to break the cycle of intergenerational trauma. And it takes a lot more work to break the patterns in adulthood than it does in the children we work with below the age of 12, where it's quick, it's easy, their brains are still so malleable and absorbent. So tell me a bit about your views on that.
110%, 110%. One of the things that I do as a GP when people come in with all, there's a lot of complex trauma that has happened.
Mm.
So many times we're trying to deal with the now. So that's adults that has even physical health problems. A good example, fibromyalgia.
Yes.
You know, now it's so prevalent and you're treating them and nothing is happening.
And FND as well, functional neurological disorder,
Absolutely.
same thing.
Absolutely. So I go to them and I just take that time to say, tell me about your childhood. And 10 out of 10 times, there's been some trauma in the past.
Yes.
And
Yes.
this plays out like, the ACEs, the Adverse Childhood Experience score. We know that the higher the score, the more likely they have it's linked to diabetes, cancers, blood,
Yep.
even the life expectancy. And but unfortunately, those things are not caught early. It's like you said, it's a lot easier to. There's a quote that somebody, Frederick, the name just skipped my mind now, that it said it's easier to raise a whole child than to repair a broken adult.
Oh, yes, I know that quote. We need to look up who that is
Yeah,
because I
yeah,
can't remember
something
either
Frederick.
between the two of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so for me, this is my drive. This is my passion. I
Yeah.
see kids that are coming that from homes, from broken homes. And when I mean broken homes, maybe even abuse, and there's nothing they can do about it because it's unfortunate that that's where they were born into. But I realized that you can reshape that child's mind.
Takes one adult, just one adult. And that could be
Absolutely.
you as the GP. It could be a kid's life coach. It could be a sports coach on the playground.
Yeah.
Everybody has a role to play. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And so I say to myself, even though I have 10 minutes with this child, I want that 10 minutes to matter, to shape that child's future. I want to leave that, I want to be that part of this child's village that will
Mm.
tell the child that you can. The
Yeah.
child may have heard that you're limited, you're not good enough, but let my 10-minute village time with that child be that seed that child would. I want my voice to be the voice that child will hear in 10 years' time, in 20 years' time,
Instead of the
when the
negative.
world knocks the child. So, yeah.
Oh, Tutu. I mean, the other day I had a wonderful father who had been seeing me for sessions. We do short-term work, it's skills-based sessions.
Yeah.
And the father had misunderstood his appointment reminder and he brought his daughter along thinking that it was his GP appointment because he had GP and me on the same day. And his daughter was there and she was sitting in the reception area. And I said, bring her in. And she came in and we had the loveliest session. She was so receptive and so supportive. In our coaching model, I mean, play-based coaching, we work from the child up to the adults. So most systems and frameworks work from the top down,
Yeah.
parents to children. And we like to work from the bottom up because we know that all children are powerful, no matter what circumstance they find themselves in, they're still incredibly intuitive, which is my theory I developed at Oxford when I was doing my psychiatry doctorate. Intuitive resilience is something that every child has. They have the ability to know the difference between what's right and what's wrong. And it takes a seed to be planted and to be germinated for that child to find that growth and direction. Just because a child has a bad start doesn't mean they're going to have a bad ending. Not all children with adverse childhood experiences end up statistics and in prison. Not all of them end up addicted to drugs or alcohol. It takes one GP like you to plant that seed because children intuitively know, oh, okay, Tutu's part of my village. I'm going to believe in myself. Children are smarter than we think. And so, if there were more GPs, and I know there are lots of wonderful GPs that I work with, and I know you do too, more teachers, more social workers who start planting these seeds and not thinking it's a system-wide problem that we can't change and going, actually, a small part of this village and I can do something about it. And that's the exciting part about our work, right?
Yeah.
So, Tutu, tell me, like, if you could wave a magic wand, voila, and there would be one thing you could say to children, what would it be that you would say to them?
You can.
You can.
You
That's
can.
it. You
You
can.
can. Yeah, you can.
So simple. And it's so true. You can.
Yeah. Because
Wow.
even for us as adults, what limits us is that thing. Well, the difference between where we are and where we want to be is, can I do this? Am I worthy of this? Am I worthy of being great? Am I worthy of being impactful? Can I really, really do this? Everybody has dreams. Everybody has dreams. What I say to myself is, so pretty much everything I'm doing now, I'm not surprised because I started to do a little bit of it in childhood. I think kids instinctively know what they were born to be, but then life starts to tell them you're not good enough, it's not for people like you. So I want to help kids to capture that dream, to nurture it, and to hold on to it. So if there's one thing that I can say to kids and make them believe is, I can.
And you know what? You are doing that. You are embodying that. You live that in your day-to-day life. So, Tutu, I want to say thank you. If I was there, I would give you a big, big hug. I so appreciate your time. I'll pop all the links below our interview so people can get hold of you and buy your books and maybe enroll their children in your workshops. Maybe go to the local. You're going to have kids lining up outside your GP practice door. Look what you've done. Tutu, wonderful to see you again and take good care of yourself.
Thank
Keep that
you so
wonderful work
much.
going.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.